Hello and welcome to another video, and today I thought it would be fun as The Batman just hit HBO Max earlier this week. I just rewatched the movie last night, so it's the second time now that I've seen it, and I wanted to talk about the top 5 things that The Batman gets right, because now that I've seen the movie a second time, I really truly feel this is probably the best interpretation we've seen of the character in a movie. In movie form. And I wanted to discuss that today because I think there's a lot of really great things that this movie gets right. Is The Batman a perfect movie? No. There are some things I dislike about it. With all of that being said, if you have not seen the movie yet, go watch it before watching this video because this is a spoiler video. And please go watch it. It's amazing. HBO Max, when I originally saw the movie in the theater, I'd forgot my glasses. You guys don't know, behind the scenes I wear glasses because what's the term when it's farther away? Isn't it nearsighted or farsighted? I don't remember, but I forgot my glasses, and so seeing the Batman was kind of a blurry experience for me. I still obviously, was able to see it just fine, but it's just a little tad blurry. I just watched it last night on my 4K OLED TV that has Dolby Vision. It looked incredible. It's one of the best looking movies I've watched recently as well. So that being said, let's go ahead. These aren't really in any order, but we're gonna go ahead down the list anyways. So for the number 5 thing that the Batman gets right, I think and these are more than any other Batman movies, is the Batman and Jim Gordon dynamic. This movie is almost like a buddy cop movie at times. It's Batman and Jim Gordon solving the mystery of the Riddler and what he's doing in Gotham City. There are some fantastic scenes between these two. You get the sense that they've had a chemistry for a while, because they've been doing this for 2 years, but there's also a sense of loyalty when it comes to Jim Gordon, really trusting Batman. So that leads you to believe that there's something that happened earlier on in this universe that he did to really get Gordon's full 110% loyalty, and he is loyal to a T with Batman. So, but it's just their dynamic, the fact that they're solving this case together, they're working together to find the answers to all the riddles and the puzzles and whatnot in the movie. It's something you don't really see in other Batman movies. Sure, there's always, Jim Gordon Batman scenes, but it's usually a rooftop meeting where they talk about something and then Batman goes and beats up some thugs. It's never been presented this way on film, and I really appreciated that aspect of this movie. Number 4 on my list is he's not perfect yet. Obviously, when you get to later stories of Batman, he is this perfect machine. He never makes mistakes. He plans for everything. That is not the case in this movie. It's very much year 2 into Batman's career. He makes mistakes. There's a great scene in the movie when he's escaping the police station and he deploys some new tech and it just backfires. And I like that they put this in the movie because it shows that he hasn't perfected being Batman yet. He's still learning that, which we're going to talk about that more with the next one on this list, but I really enjoyed that aspect of it because he hasn't conditioned himself into the Batman we all know. He's definitely learning and growing into that, which brings me to the next one, and that is Batman's early years are about finding the hero he wants to become. And I think what I really liked about that aspect of this movie is when it starts, he is just beating criminals to a pulp. He's running around saying, "I'm vengeance," and that's it. All he wants to do is avenge the death of his parents. He's not thinking about the bigger picture. He's not thinking about making a change in Gotham City as much as it is about, beating thugs up because his parents were killed. Which also, huge props to this movie for not making you sit through another Wayne family murder scene. We all know what happens. We've all seen it a billion times. It didn't need to be done again. Thank God they didn't do it in this movie. I like this aspect about the movie because by the end of it, he's kind of found the hero he wants to become. There's a great scene at the end of the movie when he's kind of foiled Riddler's bigger picture plan, and he's put all these thugs down, and they rip off the mask on one of the thugs, and the thug's they ask him, "Who are you?" And the thug says, "I'm vengeance." And Batman has this triggered look on his face. And then the very next, it's probably one of the very next scenes, they have him helping people get out of the building, and then they have him, helping airlift people out of this huge disaster, because there's a huge disaster that happens at the end of this movie. And it's an incredible sequence, but it also shows like he's learned, even through his narration. He said like, I've found that I have to be something more than just this person looking for vengeance, and it's amazing. And I like that character build of the movie. I really enjoyed that aspect of this movie. Second thing on my list is going to be, and this is a huge one for me, Batman doesn't share his secret identity. The only person in this movie that knows that he's Batman, Bruce Wayne, is Alfred. There is also his like house servant. Yeah, I think that's her name. They said it in the movie. I want to say it's Dory. Does that woman know that he's Batman? Probably, but they don't explicitly come out and say that. But that's it. Like, Gordon doesn't know. He does not tell Catwoman, which the whole time I watched this movie, I kept crossing my fingers like, don't do it, because we see this happen in every Batman movie that comes out. He's got to take off his mask. He's got to have his little romantic scene. They don't do that here. At the end of this movie, when she tails off and goes to go to a different town, I think it's to go to Bloodhaven, which is a cool Easter egg. I thought that was where they were going to do it. He doesn't. She still has no idea who he is. Fantastic. This is the kind of thing I like to see in a comic book movie, like really appreciating the characters and really taking everything that's there and actually presenting it, rather than just taking bits and pieces and making up your own bullshit, so to speak. And my number one thing, the thing I loved about this movie the most, and I think the thing that got it the most right than any other Batman movie, and it's very simple: Batman doesn't kill. So it's the easiest thing for people to understand, yet for whatever reason Hollywood execs think that he needs to kill. I mean, literally, the Zack Snyder movies we just got with Ben Affleck, they have a nightmare version of him running around with an AK-47 just shooting people. There's a scene where he shoots somebody, like, as Batman. Granted, that was a scene that was lifted from The Dark Knight Returns. I get what they were going for there, but besides the point. Batman is literally just murdering people in the last set of movies, and even if you go back to the Dark Knight trilogy, which everybody loves, myself included, even there it's questionable at times. Obviously the 90s movies, every iteration since maybe like Bill Dozier Batman from the 60s, we've seen this. And so he didn't kill anybody in this movie. Like, there's scenes where, he makes it very clear he doesn't like guns. There's a great scene between him and Catwoman where she wants to kill somebody. He says, no, that's not the way. And then at the end of the movie, there's this big sequence where he's taking down these Riddler thugs that are trying to shoot people in this building. I'm not going to get, into full details on it. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler light as I can, even though I said there's spoilers. And, even that sequence, he's breaking guns, he's, punching people, making sure that they're not dead. He's not killing them. It's really cool, and it's really refreshing to see somebody actually take an element of Batman that it seems to be lost every other time we make a movie and actually go for it. So those are the 5 things I think that this movie got just absolutely nailed. Like, going back and even watching it a second time, I enjoyed every minute of it a second time. Again, you can have the complaints. It is a little too long, and I'll be honest, like, what people now call the 4th act of the movie, which I think is fair, the final act of the movie is, like, very big and bombastic in a way that the rest of this movie is not. That's my other gripe with this movie. I love every piece of the movie, but I didn't need that part of it. And if you go back and think about that part of it, it's kind of like, well, why did they put that in here? Why did the Riddler have this second plan? What was the point? And I'm hoping that's something that can be addressed in the next movie, whatever they do. There's scuttle out there that they're going to do a 0-year storyline because of what happens. There's discussion of Court of Owls, which I will lose my shit if they do Court of Owls because I really want to see that. But it's, I'm a 30 plus year Batman fan, somebody who's seen every movie in the theater since the 89 Batman. And I can't believe now, 30 years later, I'm getting this incredible Batman movie that I love dearly. Like, I cannot wait for this movie to hit 4K. I'm going to pick that up as well. I'll probably watch it again on HBO Max at some point within the next month. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to do something different. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.